G'day and welcome to the Australian Defence Force AFL Carnival Match 2, Navy vs Army men's game. Kicking off here today at 11 o'clock, La Trobe University. Looking in for a ripper game. I'm Max and joined up here in the commentary box from the Air Force is Crowie.
G'day everyone, great to be here. Army coming off a great win the other day and see how they back up on a couple of days break.
Yeah, how'd it feel out there? Were you playing in the game, Crowie?
Yeah, had a run around.
Yep.
Yeah, saw the last couple of days, that's for sure. They were very well drilled, very well structured, and
Yeah, just keen to see how it goes out for the Navy. So Navy looking to even up the score, I suppose, and make this 1-1 game. A lot of competition, a lot of history here between these two sides, and especially today. We've got a 125th anniversary for both the Navy and the Army. You'll see on the Navy jerseys today, they've actually got a special 125 years logo as well on the front, just to make that even more special. Army obviously coming off the back of a big win last week and the win last year, so the reigning champs, and Navy looking to take back the trophy from their previous wins back in 22 and 23. Navy this week, I know over the weekend, had the 20-year anniversary Legends Dinner, so quite a few old-timers kicking around on the bench. Looking forward to a great match out there today. Army, heard they got into some good recovery sessions over the weekend. Any more updates on that, Crow, do you think? What the boys would have done? What have you been thinking about over the weekend and recovery times?
from our perspective, it was more just, recovery, ice baths, showers, bit of stretch, looking after the body, staying off the legs as much as possible. So I'm sure the Army boys would have been all over it.
Yeah, absolutely. So Navy boys obviously coming in here fresh, haven't played a game yet, and were able to watch the Army game. Whereas the Army, they've sort of had a full practice match. So pros and cons to going first in the tournament versus second, but we'll see how it plays out as the boys take their positions out in the field.
Yeah, the first quarter will be interesting, how hot it is and how much Navy bring the fresh legs into the game.
Yeah, we were expecting a little bit of rain throughout the game today. Nothing as of yet, but once that water comes down, it'll just be a good wet weather footy. And we all know that means it's just going to be pure physicality and just who wants it more on the ground at the end of the day.
Absolutely. And no wind today to speak of at this stage compared to the other day, so something different, more different conditions.
Absolutely. And as the siren goes, last of the people are going to get off the field, and looks like Navy's elected to run to the right of screen first, Army going left. Umpire's made the signal. And we're balling up, kicking off today's game. Army gets this early tap forward, and it looks like it's going to be a head-high tackle there immediately from the Navy player. That's the captain there, Jackson Shinners. He's going to stand on the mark, and Army's going to look downfield to kick off this game. Umpire indicates play on. Ball's pumped back down into the 50. Easy interception there for the Navy. Back down the wing for a quick transition. Finds it on the wing. Looks like Luke Valance out there on the wing. Gets an easy handoff to the Lockie Haynes. Finds in the middle to Buxy. Comes back into the middle. Army looking to stream forward. Tipped down by Indy Walker. Gets it back into the forward line. Riley Walker goes up. Doesn't quite make the catch. Ball fumbled around in the middle there. Army soccers it off the ground. Gets a great run down the middle. Clean up hand pass. Navy numbers streaming through. Quick pick off the ground. Looking for the wing. Tackle from behind. Umpire's happy to play on. And looks like a kicking in danger there. So going to be a free kick to the Navy. Goes for the quick hands. Looks down the line. Looking for the wing. Finds his mark. Stagnant forward line. Plays on around the mark. Looks for the long option down the boundary. Finds the inside 50. Umpire's going to call free for holding to the Army. Opts for a back pass. Looks to switch it across the back then. And what do you think about these first few minutes there, Crowie?
Hot early, a lot of good clean possession. Army happy to chip it around at the moment.
Yep.
Open up the space for the runners to come through. Waiting for the right options.
Yeah, both sides really not making a mistake at this point. Oh, and a huge leap there from the Army down the boundary line. Looking to convert this into meters up the ground. Opts to the quick hands. Long down the line. Big contest there. Numbers at the footy. Army come up with it. Get the handball at the back. Inside 50. Finds an open target.
Great transition.
Umpire's going to call him round. That's the number 7 there, Matthew Hood, the captain for the Army team. Probably going to take his time to hit this one here. What do you reckon, Crow? You think he's got the distance?
All right, now back him in.
Yeah, not a lot of wind out there today, so boys are lining up down on the baseline, looking to intercept if they can. Starter steps in. Big kick, looks high, might be short. Navy able to regather, look for the switch down the line, takes a bounce. Laney able to get the hands to Shinners. Indy over his head, takes the mark on the boundary. Quick inside ball. Large contest, Army able to regather it. Intercepted there by Matt Story. Looks wide down the line. And it looks like Shinners there was able to push it out over the boundary. However, free kick for possibly the lasso rule there. Inside ball, Navy able to take care of that one. Picked up by TJ. Not the cleanest kick into the center. Army regather and chip back to the boundary. And intercept again by Ty. Tyson Alcock looking for his options. Opts of the handball to Rob. Looks down the line. Fortunately finds the Army target there. Matt Story again. Gets the handball back into the inside. Quick legs there from number 12, Chris Tidsdale. Handball passage to the boundary. Kicked in by number 8, Daniel Morgan. Doesn't quite find his target. And the ball's going to dribble out over the boundary there for a ball throw in.
Good protecting the corridor from Army, not letting the kick come inboard too easily.
Yeah,
good intercept marks from Matt Story.
Yeah, absolutely. It's important to stop that transition once the Navy get the run on. Ball into the middle. Tap forward by Navy. Numbers all over the footy, and the umpire's going to call it, drag it in. Did not make a opportunity to get rid of the footy, so they're going to give a free kick to the Navy.
Happy to steady it up here, bring it back inboard.
Yeah, it was
Tiny,
Tiny, the vice captain, trying to slow the play down for Navy, just regather themselves.
Plenty of numbers around the ball at the moment.
Umpire's going to blow his whistle. Looks like he's just going to go for a ball up, no prior opportunity. Ruckman, Tiny and Story going up together. Tap down to a quick run by Cameron Liet. Kicks back in the center, doesn't quite the target. Umpire's not going to be happy with it.
Bit high over the shoulder, it looked like.
Yeah, it looks like number 30, Aaron Reach. He's going to step back and take his shot. Good opportunity here for Army to walk away with the first points. Starter steps in, kicks it straight. First goal, Army. And they get the first points on the board after 6 minutes of play there. So, Corey, how do you think this first few minutes has gone for both sides?
It's definitely
Kicks it
been Army's
straight.
forward half majority of the time.
First goal,
Navy's
Army.
transitioning it well, but it seems to rebound just as quick.
Yeah, absolutely. Navy got to find some options through the middle there just to convert it from their back to their forward line.
Yeah, he's got quick legs, they're running through very easily.
Yeah, expecting quite a physical game out there for the entirety of the match. So we'll see which team can keep it up for longer. And as each team settles in from all the nerves and anxiousness and the build-up over the last week and a half of the training, whoever can calm down first will probably walk away with the chocolates. Tap down by Story. Easy pick up from Chris Tidsdale. Kicks into the forward line. Cleaned up by Navy. No prior. Umpire's called ball up. Scrambled around by Army. Looks for hands. Goes for the kick. Doesn't quite get it away. Umpire's happy. Play on. Navy looking to push out the back.
Hot footy at the moment.
Yeah. Army kicking it back into the middle.
We got down the field.
It looks like it's going to be a downfield call there, absolutely. So Navy laying the tackle just a little too late for the umpire's liking, and Army's been rewarded with their efforts back into the forward line.
Cameron Illett lining up. Nice steady run in.
Right, 40 out, kicks it straight, and he's going to take the second there for Army.
Umpire barely moved. Great set shot kick.
2-0, 12, 0-0-0 for Navy so far. Right, 40 out, kicks it straight, and he's going to take the second there for Army.
Umpire
We're
barely
just
moved.
approaching that
Great
10-minute
set
mark
shot
in the
kick.
first quarter, and Crowley, maybe you can speak from experience last week. Those first 10 minutes, what does it feel like out there on the field normally?
It was a very hot game. Army just very well structured. Feel like they've been playing together for a long time now.
Yeah, a lot of boys out there with 6, 7, maybe even 8 carnivals under their belt, all played together. A lot of veterans. As we got Tiny and Story back up in the ruck, both all-star players. Fumbled off the ground and picked up by Army. Moves it forward. Handballed forward by Dan Morgan. Story out to tap it through to the number 2, Cooper. Kept in by Ethan on the boundary until tackled over the line for a throw in.
Navy happy to have numbers just behind the contest. Good little kick out. Picked up. Kick down the line. And rebounded by Army. Back to half forward. What do we got?
It looks like umpires called advantage play on, which is a pretty late time to call advantage, and Army's going to take full ban off it with a third on their belt.
Back to
Not
half
sure what
forward.
the
What do we got?
penalty was for, and everyone's sort of a bit stagnant. Looks And like quick umpires hands called advantage play on, which
Run
is
to the open
pretty
space,
late
takes
time to
the
call
third goal of the
advantage, and
game.
Army's going to take
Got
full
a bit of confusion out there on the field. Not many players understood what was going on.
All right, Navy definitely looking to recompose themselves and get some of their own points back on this board.
Army's had the last couple clearances. Let's see how Navy respond. Tap. Navy gets the first possession. Rolled out. In the back. Navy's free.
Roger, that's a free kick there to Luke Valance, who gets the hands off to Rob, last year's captain. Funnily enough, Valance actually knocked out Robbie last year in the tournament, so good to see they're now working together. Buxy dancing around, finds the sideline, kicks it back into the middle. It's a high ball, plenty under it. Tapped down, regathered again by Buxy. He's got 3-on-1 there, trying to force it. Navy numbers come to the rescue. Boundaries arguing for a ball after that incorrect disposal, but umpire was happy and it's going to be over the side for a throw-in. All right, Tiny, Navy ruckman, taps down in front. Cleaned up by Army, number 19, Joel Sales there. Big pickup by Navy. It's young Linny, and the big wrap by the Army. Navy boys going to let him know they didn't appreciate that one. Umpire just making sure everyone's playing the game. Tiny able to get free hands to the footy. Handballs off to Luke Valance. Picked up by Mags. Worked forward again. Kicked by Luke, gone a little astray. Cleaned up by Odin Brown there. Gets the hands to Mags. Looks for another option. Finds it outside, out the back. Kicked in off the left by Robbie. Deep forward and,
Great intercept mark.
yeah, cleaned up there easily by Simon Mackey.
Read the kick very well.
Yeah, got front shoulder there on his opponent and took full advantage of it. Long down the line now. Huge kick and a great mark there.
Looking inboard. Might be happy to go down the line here. He's seen something he likes. Might roll out. For a lasso, free kick.
Yeah, so a new rule this year for the men's footy. It's been in the ladies for the last couple of years, but yeah, if the ball goes out between the arcs off a hand pass or kick, it's going to be a free kick to the opposition. All right. Lockie Haynes for the Navy. Finds his man. It's going to be long down the line. Up under it was raw. Correction, Ty Alcock there.
Spills out the stoppage.
Push forward.
Great tackle.
Yeah, good physicality from both sides. Each side just letting each other know who's there and helping out their teammates up off the ground. Lucky Valance had the ball underneath all that. Umpire's going to call a free kick holding the ruckman. It's the new ruckman out there, Fish, in his first carnival. Sebastian Fisher finds his open man up front. That's Chang. He's going to kick it forward into the forward line. Not quite a good kick, but see if the Navy can regather and make it work. Good scrambling defense by Army at this point.
Happy to bring it out the back.
Yeah,
Big hands.
the physicality pushing the Navy guys around as they take the control of the ball.
Navy have the numbers out here.
Yeah, Army able to soccer it forward, but desperate to keep it in. It's going to dribble over the sideline, and looks like they're going to call that wasn't off a play, but just off the hand, so another throw in. All right, Fish and Ricci in the middle. Army able to tap it forward. Navy soccer it back. Free numbers here down the Army back line. Taken by Daniel Morgan. He's going to take his time and chip back out to the wing.
Happy to be steady at the moment, Army.
Yeah, they've taken control of the first 15 minutes.
Mark.
Yeah, unable to find his man. Good intercept marked by Linney.
Oh, dangerous kick in the middle.
Yeah, clean up by TJ, but it was dangerous. Finds boundary. Looking for Buxy and Mags. Calls there for a head high, and unfortunately umpire was happy with the tackle, and it's going to be holding the ball. Free kick there to Scanley Bergman, the vice captain for the Army. Finds Jack Sandry on the boundary. He's just going to go back straight into the middle. Army just taking control of the play here, taking the pace out of the game as the interchange bench subs out. Adam Justice finds Sam Woods. Kicks it forward, didn't quite make the distance.
Thump forward to the middle. Thump back.
Ethan Reich with a thump forward and regather. Looks for an inside 50, has an open man, didn't quite find Malucci there. Army able to take regather and punt it back down the sideline. Finds a well open man on the boundary. He's then going to push it into the forward 50. However, the ball's too wide and goes out for a throw in. Jack White there, last week's commentator up me in the box, indicating that possibly would have gone out for a lasso, but umpire was happy it was just out for a throw.
Navy to bring it outside the 50. Army recover. Bring it inboard with quick hands. Quick kicks inside 50. Fumble the mark. Play on.
Dancing around, looking for that snap. Doesn't quite find it. Navy able to scramble defense on top. Diving on the footy. Keep it in play. Find hands. Ethan looking for an option. Back to Linney. Finds his kick in the middle. It's a ground kick. Doesn't quite get cleaned up by Navy. Finally gets hands to the footy. We get him away with it, bud. Right foot snap. And he's going through for a behind. What do you think, Navy? Just making a couple of mistakes in these regathered transitions, unable to really get that flow going back forward.
Seems that first quarter of the year, bit fumbly. A lot of it, nervous energy.
Yeah, they might be coming in fresh, but they also haven't played that game, so the benefits of going first versus the cons. Jackson Chin is the captain in the middle. Finds a target in the middle. Umpire calls play on. Didn't quite get the catch. And then I believe he's trying to call, yeah, holding the ball. And a 50 as well. Don't think he was happy with the way the Navy were trying to hand the ball back, but a bit of confusion there. And Army look like they're going to be gifted one here for number 19, Joel Sales, who's going to line up from about 10 metres out for a set shot here. Comes in, kicks from 25 out, dead straight. Umpire didn't move. That's his 4th goal to the Army this quarter. 4-1. 25-0-0 Navy.
We definitely take the ascendancy early.
Yeah, absolutely. Navy just probably needs to regather themselves a little bit, clean up these transitions and able to bring the ball back into their forward line. Had a couple of chances up there and just not quite hitting their marks. Or
quick rebounds from Army.
All right, Tiny back on the ruck with number 30, Reach. Navy able to win the footy this time. Bring it deep into the forward line. Ball goes over the top. Indy finds it. Looks for Bucksy. Doesn't quite get that hand pass. Might be tackle off the ball there, but umpire calls play on. Jack Eastwood going for a tackle on the boundary. Army able to spin out of it. Kick back inside. Great pick up there by Joel Sales, but he takes the game on and gets absolutely wrapped up by young Linny, playing in his first carnival this year as well. Looks for boundary. Finds the pack, punched out by Army with authority by James Taylor, the captain. So stepping up there to give his team some breathing space and regather from this offense.
Can Navy take this opportunity? Ball in their forward half. Tap down. Get another ball up. About 40 out.
Yeah, tap from the tallest player to the smallest player, Tiny the Bucksy. Army able to take this one. Big left foot punt out to the boundary. Doesn't quite find the target. Looks to be some confusion in the boundary, but it's going to be a throw in. Young Lin from the Navy there taking it over the side. Ball goes over the top of the ruckman, tapped forward by the Army player. Good speed from Tim Potter there, trying to get from the Army, trying to take the game on. And it looks like he's going to be rewarded with a head-eye tackle as well. Four minutes left in this quarter. Army with another long inside 50. Finds a man on the boundary. Got good hands to it, but
We'll go push out here.
I think the umpire was happy with it. He's going to call the mark. Great defensive effort from Tiny there, but hands too good for Matt Story. Gets the quick hands off to Cameron Leard, who's going to snap it from the boundary and put it through for the behind. So I know he kicked a bag last week, but wasn't able to perform just then. All right, Navy with 3 minutes left to do. What do you think they got to pull off here?
Try and go end to end. Try and get some quick kicks in. Looks like they pulled right out of the 50. Trying to go long. Out wide.
Looks like long option.
Ooh, bit high there.
Brought down by Darrow. Comes down to Red, who finds himself with a free kick.
Happy to look in. Short kick.
Yeah, small
Ball
chip
dismissed.
forward. Not quite wrapped up there by
The rebound's
Gucci.
on.
Army run away. Long kick from the 50. Just goes wide. Some really quick transitions there shown by the Army. All right, Jemison Lynn kicking for the boundary. Good physicality there by Rob. Able to find the ball out to Ethan. I think it's going to be a head-eye tackle there. Ethan Reich indicating to the team to slow it down. Opts for the long option. Just over Tiny's head. Lukey Valance looking to pick up and run on with it. Skips between two players. Finds the short option for Malucci. Just over the top of the head. It will regather. Not quite. Army comes away with it. Kicked away by Scan Bergman. And it looks like being held off the balls. Oh, correction. Shepherd off the ball. So Daniel Morgan coming away with a free kick there. He's got two short options in front of him. In case he wants it long. Up to the boundary.
Big pack forms. Out the back. Navy first to the footy. Get a ball up.
Just over a minute remaining in the quarter. Navy probably desperate to put some points on the board if they go in for the break. No Pryor. Tiny and Raichi go at it again. Ball's forced forward by Army. Navy with numbers at the footy.
Happy to bring in 50. Bit of an outnumber there. Kicked it, he's tackled.
Jack Eastwood goes up for it, doesn't quite make the grab.
Get another ball up.
Yeah, great tackle there by Tim Potter to stop the turnaround. Ball eventually taken there by Red and the Navy. Free kick Army. Not happy with the way the ruck was performed then. Looks for quick hands.
Moves out to the flank. Great mark. Looks inboard.
Yeah, spins quick. You know he's got 10 seconds left.
Waiting for the leads. Chip kick in.
Yeah.
Intercepted. Very well done.
Yeah, and they should see out the quarter there. Oh, corrections. Looks like there's 30 seconds out in the match clock. So still got half a minute here. Riley Walker with the mark of the moment. Umpire calls play on. Looks for the short 30 inside. Just chipped over the top. Ty Alcock trying to clean up there. Buxy spinning around in the center of that contest. Must have not got the hands away properly, and that'll be the end of the quarter. 4-3, 2-7 to the Army and 0-0 Navy. Navy yet to put some points on the board. Definitely got some things to talk about in the huddle. Croy, how do you think it's looked so far?
Very one-sided at this stage. Army have had the ascendancy all quarter. They've had the ball down their half majority of the time. And just quick transitions. Every time Navy seemed to bring it in their forward line, it came out just as quick.
Yeah, definitely. Navy hopefully can shut down those transitions and just clean up some of those passages of play. And I think they'll be able to perform and put some points on the board themselves. So still plenty of game time left, and we've got a red-hot game here. We'll join you after the break. Hey, and welcome back to the Australian Defence Force AFL Carnival Navy versus Army men's game. We're just down one quarter at this point, 4-3, 27 to Army, 0-0 Navy. It's been a tough first quarter out there for both sides. A lot of physicality shown, a lot of clean possession actually, so a lot of good skills on display on today's football match. But Navy just not really able to put the points on the board. Crowy, any thoughts there? How could Navy probably turn this game around?
It was very much that last kick inside 50. It didn't quite hit its mark, or it was fumbled, or Army's pressure was just too good. So it'd be interesting to see how Navy back that up and can get that clean possession going forward and hopefully some shots on goal in this quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's probably two right there. That last possession probably showcasing just the small little 1% errors that the Navy are making that are costing them getting that ball cleanly into the forward line. Whereas I believe all of Army's goals have come from set shots. So, yeah, nothing off the ground yet, which shows good contests around the footy and just unable to either get in the way of the mark or I think in one of them was a 50 that was brought in from the inside. So just being more disciplined there as well.
Yeah, not having that time inside 50 doesn't allow your defenders, midfielders to set up, which has allowed Army to transition very freely back through to their forward line.
Yeah, absolutely. So as the boys walk back out for the second quarter, we'll see what Navy can deliver this time. Army obviously historically have been dominant at this carnival, and Navy looking for another upset victory here today. All right, looks like we've got Tynan Doyle in the middle of the ground there up against Aaron Reach in the ruck. Tynan Doyle having just come off a lengthy sea voyage, doing some good things up north. And tapping forward. Army managed to win the ball out the back. Jack Eastwood coming in there for a big hip and shoulder, trying to take control of the footy. Ball scrambling and wrapped up there by Buxy against number 12, Chris Tidswell.
Good pressure early from both sides. Tap forward, Army. Maybe you've got it out. Quick hands out the back. Good pressure from Army. Might get another ball up. Quick restart. Army flying through. Quick kick forward, inside 50. Navy able to bring it back outside the 50. Ooh, done holding the ball there. Just missed his fist.
Big Odin Brown looking to take the game on a little bit there and unfortunately didn't quite get the clean hands and umpire was right in front for it. So Army with the free kick, looking deep inside the 50, down to the pocket, and it's going to be an easy intercept for Ethan, his first carnival. Looks for the transition, doesn't quite get the clean kick. Intercepted there by Chris Tidswell. Turns on his boot, left foot snap. Goal, Army.
Right option to bring it across, just missed the kick.
Yeah, costly mistake there for the Navy and clean off the ground for Chris Tidswell there with the left foot snap. I don't have a left foot myself, so I wouldn't be able to pull that off. I'll be looking for the check side. How about you, Crowe?
A bit of a lefty myself.
Oh.
Don't mind that kick. Great finish under pressure. Razor cops a little falcon.
Oh, I missed that.
Good to see he's recovered.
So just two mistakes there, costing the Navy the goal with the incorrect disposal and then the switch that didn't quite make it all the way across the field. So probably looking to clean it up from here. Tiny tap with the tap backwards.
Out the front of the stoppage,
Yeah.
flying through.
Yeah, Cameron Leak flying through that in stoppage. Umpire's not happy with that one. Navy with a free kick. Looks like he's in the back against Ethan.
Happy to move it on quick.
Gonna look to the boundary.
Oh, he's played on.
Oh, finds Riley Walker, who didn't get the incorrect disposal. Played on there by Zach Fuller. Looks deep inside, and it's a great kick to a leading forward. Number 3 looks like Adam Justice. So
Once again, those quick turnovers are very costly. Army able to transition from defense to offense more effectively and get those easy marks inside 50.
Yeah, correction. There's number 7, Matthew Hood, the captain. So great lead out from the forward pocket, and it was an excellent kick there. Nice and low, drilled it straight to his chest. Big kick, looking good. And looks like it's straight through the sticks. So 6 goals there, Army.
They're starting to run away a bit, Army. They need to settle down and get some composure back.
Yeah, and if you're going to have deliveries and marks like that in the forward line, you definitely want to then capitalise on it. So great job for the goal there by Army.
We flew through that last centre bounce, so let's see how Navy respond in the middle. Starting 3 behind, probably do something similar. Good tap by Army. Ruckman gets the ball, quick hands out. Out to the flank. Tiswell on it. And scores a free kick for his trouble. Looking inboard, happy to play on. Bring it across to the middle. Good spoil. Walker. Play on from the umpire. We got the possession. Some hot handballs in there. All hot.
Yeah, Tynan Doyle down there with picking up the ball, and umpire has to protect the man going for the ball. So it looks like he's been awarded the head-eye tackle there. Likes to kick it across the ground. Or he finds inside. Finds Hainsey. Hainsey shanks off the side of the boot there. Great smother. Backed up by Tynan Doyle. Army trying to rig over the footy. Picked up by Buxy from Navy. Turns, pivots. Unfortunately kicks it straight to the Army player in the middle of the ground. Just going to find forward. Just lands short. Great pick up there by Chris Tidsell. Didn't quite get it cleanly away. Army still in possession. Look for boundary and look just to settle this.
Very happy to hold possession.
Chips
Make
around,
Nave defend.
yeah, chips around the edge of the field there. Looking for the short in the corner. Doesn't quite make the distance. And Navy's going to force it over the sideline for a throw.
Navy getting plenty of it in the back half, not quite connecting on their transition through. Big wanger arm out there from the umpire. Tapping board. Navy with possession. Try and clear it. Oh. Tackle without. Free kick. Garnier.
Yeah, looks like you're wrapped up there without the football, so going to elect for the free kick, and then I'm sure some very polite words between the two Army and Navy fellas there were said just to let them know that maybe it wasn't the best thing to do, but Garnier's going to come in from about 40 out. And the mark trying to distract him, Odin Brown. Kicks it through, looks like it's gone wide to the right and picked off by Navy, so not even making the distance.
Navy bringing out to the near side. High ball. Army intercept.
Great mark there by Sam Woods, leaping over the top.
Looking inboard. Chip kick. Finds his mark. Joel Sales. Line up for another shot.
Yeah, that's another perfect kick there by Army into those inside 50s. So not a lot that the Navy defense can do. You saw bodies were around, but just finding that precision kick inside 50 and picking apart the Navy defense.
Sorry, full up with the set shot for goal. Comes in. Strong kick. Umpire barely moved. Great set shot for goal.
That's going to bring it up to 7 goals for Army now. 45 points in front. Dominant lead early. Navy definitely looking for a response here at this point. Got to stop the bleeding and work this ball out of the middle from these contest taps.
Winning a few taps, getting some first possession, but not turning that into forward momentum at all.
You can see what Navy rebounded the ball about 4 or 5 times that last play, and every time Army was just able to pick it apart and put it back in. So clean up here by Jackson Shinners, the captain. Finds Riley Walker on the boundary. Looks to Buxy. He's going to dance around. Unfortunately, slips. Doesn't quite get his hands away. He's going to be called holding the ball. Great tackle there by Garnia. Just the previous goal kicker. Looks to the line. Intercepted by Jack White. Doesn't get the cleanest kick away to Buxy. He's going to get it back to Jack. Finds it forward. Buxy down the line. Intercepted by Army once again.
Happy to look inboard. Quick chip kick. Finds his mark. Maybe trying to hold him up, get all their numbers behind the ball. Chip kicks around, coming out to the near side wing. Plenty of free space around. Tiswell brings it inboard. Happy to take it down the line. Intercept mark.
Umpire's not happy about something.
Might have been down the field. Bumped after the footy.
Yeah, looks like he's going to give Army the free kick. Must have been something happening off the ball there. Good eyes by the umpires to find things happening not just around the footy. Make sure the right person gets the free kick. So it's going to be a free here to Buckley Cooper. Looks for the hands option. Said elects the kick. And looks like it's going to be a 50 there. So
Might have moved on the mark.
yeah, the Navy player possibly running around the back there, just getting too close to the man taking the kick. So gives away that 50, or I'm not sure of the man on the mark move, but they're pretty tight on it at the moment. Man on the mark must not step away from his post. Buckley Cooper here.
Instruction wheel given is up and down statues.
Up and down statues is right. And it looks like he's shanked it off the left side of the foot, so I'm sure the boys will let him know about that one later tonight in the locker rooms and see if he gets another chance to redeem himself. Kicked it by Haynes, kicks it just over the top of the Navy. Army's cleaned up and easy inside chip to number 1 there, Garnia. So another costly mistake here for Navy potentially.
A lot of basic skill errors at the moment from Navy. Just need to clean that up a bit.
Yeah, do you think that's nerves or a bit of frustration possibly coming into this point of the game?
Yeah, definitely a bit of frustration at the moment. Just the consistency of the turnovers, a lot of chasing, not much fluent flow, ball movement through to their end, especially this quarter.
Garnia coming in for his kick. Made the last one and makes this one too. Easy 35 metres out goal there for Army. So probably the best spot you want to be in as a forward, taking a mark right there in the middle of the hot spot.
Yeah, forward stream, nice and open in that forward line, right 20 metres out directly in front. Let's see how Navy respond. This centre bounce.
Yeah, looks like they've put young Seb Fisher, the rookie, in back into the ruck here against the number 30 Aaron Reach from the Army. So Army dominant tap forward, cleaned up by Navy. Able to force it wide. Jackson Shinners looks inside, left foot snap.
Great kick.
Finds Buxy. Good inside 50 opportunity here. Easy snap to Luke Valance. He's going to take the game on. Tries to go around, walks straight into a tackle. Clean up there by Cameron Leatt.
He didn't have to go then. Got it steadied right up.
Yeah.
He had numbers everywhere.
Yeah, just that, possibly that frustration just eating in where they know they've got to start getting some points on the board, and Toss mistake. Nick Klooster looking down the line. Finds it back to the Navy. Seb Fish. The Fishman. Bombs it back into the inside 50. Bounced off the thing. Snapped in by Indy. Oh, huge fist coming through there. And it looks like young Tate under the footy from the Navies there is going to be rewarded with his courage of standing his ground. And James Taylor, the captain, just coming in with too big a fist. So if you're going to go for it, you got to make sure you make the ball right.
Absolutely. Time for Navy to settle down a bit. Hopefully get one through and then try and build from that.
All right, Tate takes his, this is the first set shot for Navy. Kicks for goals and goes slide to the right. Just for the behind. But good to see Navy get some points on the board now.
Let's see how Navy can hold it in. Nearly copped a flag in the face.
Yeah. All right, pushed out to the side by Army. Looks boundary, finds the short chip. Jack Sandry looking down the line. Also the long inboard. Navy under the footy, cleaned up by Bucks. He gets the hands away to Rob. Rob over the top. Picked up by Shinners. Tries to give it to Hainsey. Doesn't quite make it. Hainsey taps it back for Linney. Army able to force this ball backwards without touching it. Navy dropping 30 metres. Hainsey with a big tackle and goes for the play on, and then he's tackled himself. So, but he's actually going to get awarded with the head high. So Shinners there getting lucky with the play on. Looking inside 50. Army with the big intercept there. Doesn't quite get the clean hands away. Luke Fallon's getting wrapped up. Didn't get the ball away in time before umpire awarded the free.
Army happy to take it out the wing.
Yeah, great tackle there by Tim Potter from the Army.
Intercepted immediately.
Yeah, that's young Declan, it looks like. Boxy, good pressure there. Army still get the kick away. Right foot snap. Ugly kick, goes straight to Navy. Chips it wide. Got some time around the footy. Riley Walker looks back inside. Finds Rob.
Got numbers in the middle and across if they can use it.
Yeah, only got to play one quarter last year, Rob, before he got knocked out, unfortunately. So good to see he's back on his feet.
Oh, and 50's paid too.
Oh, wow. There we go. Getting pushed after the ball. So Lukey Valance here being rewarded. Oh, correction. Cheng. Edward Cheng here getting rewarded for his efforts there. Ball's being brought down to the forward line. First real opportunity here for Navy. How do you think the last couple of minutes has gone? Do you think the momentum's starting to swing back?
It has, definitely has. Been down Navy's forward line a bit more often. They've applied good pressure, kept Army wide, don't let them use the corridor as much.
Yeah, they're now sticking to what seems to be a real structure, and ball's starting to finally go their way a bit. So Edward Chang kicks from about 35 out on the angle.
Great
Puts it
kick.
straight through the middle. Navy, first goal of the game. Able to finally put some points on the board after what looked like a more dominant few minutes there for Navy.
Just a bit of time in your forward 50 and able to set up behind has looked wonders for Navy. We'll see if they can keep that up.
Yeah, absolutely. So it'll be up to Navy now to see if they can keep this momentum going forward, or if the Army will respond again with how they've been going the last quarter or so.
Ball goes up. Quick tap down, Ruckman recovers. Good handball out the front, streaming through. Kick inside 50, misses his target. Crum.
Oh, quick snap. Well done, Navy. Malucci there. So straight from the contest, Ruckman finds the winger, Riley Walker, who puts it straight over the top, off the back of the contest. Malucci cleans up and takes it straight through the centre sticks there. So a quick response by Navy to make a 2-goal game.
Great play all around. Especially the Ruckman, quick hands out.
Yeah, great running play there by Tynan Doyle and Riley Walker with the link up in the middle. Malucci, a player born and raised in Tasmania, so fair bit of travelling just to make games.
Quick tap down. Able to recover the footy. Some quick hands. Oh, another fumble. Going to get pinged here. Holding the ball.
Yeah, completely wrapped up by Jack White, who was last week's commentator, so can talk and can walk the walk, it looks like, as well. See if he makes his kick. Not quite, so still got some progress to do.
With a quick rebound. Streaming through on the far side. Happy to bring it inboard. Great kick. Giving it steady. Bring it in. Good fist from the backman. We can bring it across the other side. Ugly kick. Made its way to the pocket. It's well steady. Now he's happy to play on. Not much up forward. Just got to hack it. To a contest. Managed to get a fist on it. Throw in near side boundary.
So good job, Navy, there. The ball's coming to their back half, and they managed to force the ball all the way back up near the forward line again. So unlike the last few quarters where Army have been really putting that wall down and pushing it back into the forward 50, Navy finding some space up the line.
Quick time to reset. Army recover from the throw in. Hands out the back. Oh, quick hands out the front now. Oh, big contest in the middle. Umpire balled up. Misses both ruckmen. Recovered on the ground and immediately another ball up.
Yeah, good tackle there by Jackson Shinners. So ex-VFL player from the West. Later joined Navy in his career and now playing good footy for the Renafa. So tapped down by Army. Socket forward. Kicking in danger possibly. Yeah, umpire's going to award the free kick. So Shinners there on the ground. Still going for the footy. Can't have any feet swinging near his head. Got to protect the man, so opts for that free kick.
Just over 4.5 minutes to go. Let's see what Navy can do from here. Long kick down the line. To get some. Oh, tackled over the line. Be another throw in.
Yeah, good pressure there from the forward. That's Malucci and Chang. Ball in.
Back to the boundary. Well read by Navy. Kicks inside.
Yeah, Brendan Rosario there with the snap back inside. Scooped up by Jack Eastwood. Left foot snap for the goals and not quite, just gets behind. So Navy really putting on the pressure now.
Got some forward momentum, able to lock it in a few times, which has led to repeat scores.
All right, Army looking to transition and respond themselves for the half. Finds a kick in the inside. Clean up there by Jack Sandry. He's going to take his full 8 seconds. Another short stab. Cameron Leah, the veterans kicking it to each other now. Opts to the boundary. Great take there by Sam Woods, who's going to bring the ball back across the other side. Going for the switch play now. Plays on across the ground. Comes off the right side of the foot and it's a shocking kick. Didn't quite go around the full, but it will be the lasso. So free kick Navy here. Good opportunity. Yeah, man's foot has to be on that line. So that's currently a 50 metre as far as the rules go, but umpire's not going to see it. Ball's bombed in the thing. Huge take by Riley Walker. Got up above his man. We'll see a replay of that. Goes high, taps it down and regathers it. So great take there from Riley Walker. He's got the mismatched boots on today. You ever seen that before, Crowy?
No, I haven't. Something different. Something blew out this morning, did it?
He's been talking about it all week, so I think he's just one of those characters, likes to showcase himself on the field. So
He's bought 2 sets just for today.
yeah. Snaps it forward. And he's going to unfortunately hook it back on the inside, so just another behind, but
Should have gone opposite colours, opposite feet.
yeah, possibly if he had the pink one on the right foot, he might have kicked straighter. I'll be chipping out to the boundary now. 2 minutes left in the quarter.
He's definitely happy to slow it down a bit now.
These veteran boys loving their chip mark game around the field. Finds a longer option. Cleaned up there by Adam Justice.
It's a quick look inboard and still looking around.
He's got that easy option on the boundary. Finds it. Good pressure by Navy. James Taylor, the captain, kicks it forward. Finds another one in the middle. Army trying to get some momentum forward now. Brought down by Navy. Gets the hands. Rishi up to his 15th ADF Carnival. Kicks it forward. Scooped on by Lucci. Trying to get his hands away.
Oh, had one hand free.
Yeah, umpire's going to call holding the ball, so had an opportunity. Didn't quite get rid of it. Great tackle there.
Just over a minute to go on the quarter.
Plays
I'll be very happy to slow it down, run the clock a bit. Maybe give him a few easy options.
Chris Tidsale looking left and right. Finds one back in the centre. Army notorious for their kick mark play style.
Switches to the other pocket.
Yeah. And on this small screen, it may look like a pretty easy game of footy where you just sort of kick into these stationary targets, but what it does require is a lot of work off the football. You've got to be making a lot of leads to create space for each other, and just like that, Navy had to apply some pressure. Umpire wasn't happy with it, but awards the free kick to the Army.
He's pointing to the clock, understanding he's not long to go now. Come long and wide, the near side. Big pack forms. Army gathers, runs down the boundary, and that'll be half time.
And what a half of footy it's been. 2-3-15 for Navy. 8-4, 52. The last 2 goals of the game, both Navy, and I would include probably the last 3 points. So 5 scoring opportunities for Navy in the last 10 minutes of this half. They've really turned things around lately. So going into the halftime break, what do you think Army's going to be discussing and talking about there?
Army want to reassess themselves and try and bring that forward momentum back. They had plenty of the ball. Navy seemed to get some quick footy, managed to hold it up in their forward 50 for a bit of time. That allowed them to score those goals. So we want to go back to that transition footy and try and get those quick turnovers and stream down their forward line again.
Absolutely. So down by 40-odd points. Navy looking to turn this game around, and we'll join you back after the break.
Okay, it's Brigadier Cam Purdy here, Chair of ADFAR. Half time, we're just going to do a little bit of a quick interview with one of our sponsors, JY. We've got Rhiannon Bush with us, and Rhi, of course, you were involved with Army footy for so long. Now here you are in industry, so just tell us a bit about sort of what JY is up to.
Yeah, thanks for having us and letting us talk about what JY Australia does. So we are a veteran and Indigenous owned company, and one of our mottos is, excuse me, sorry, I hope you can
Bit
hear
louder.
me now.
Now everybody around Australia can hear you.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
So one of our main mottos here at JY Australia is from country to serve country. And a couple of things with that one is we're obviously Indigenous. 25% of our company are Indigenous.
Yeah.
So we're able to give back to country in that form.
Yeah.
But more importantly, we have a whole heap of veterans that work for us as well, and it's their opportunity to be able to give back to country as well. We do quite a few things actually. We have a veterans transition program, so for any of our veterans out there that are looking to transition from the ADF, reach out to us.
I should have used you for my transition.
Yeah.
A
No,
few
well, you're
years
back
ago,
in, so
maybe.
that wouldn't. I probably wouldn't be able to help
Part
you.
time, only part time.
And then we have a professional services side of the company where we have consultants that are actually on projects back to our defence.
Yeah.
So very important. And then in my division, Indigenous Programs Division, we have an Indigenous mentoring program, Indigenous coaching, cross-cultural responsive training, and a whole heap of things that we do in industry. More recently, we work with BAE in unpacking some of their Partnering for Success. We hosted an event for them where we're able to bring Indigenous businesses and what that looks like for them if they want to be on their supply chain.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
JY's been a really great supporter of ADF football for quite a few years now. So really appreciate the support that your company is giving to allow us to continue growing the game. And are you pretty happy with the halftime score as it stands right now?
Do I have to be neutral for this?
No,
just
no.
joking.
We don't want too much objectivity, but it's both 125th anniversary for both services. So I was expecting there might be a bit more fireworks.
It's only half time.
That's true.
I know Navy.
That's true.
They've been strong every single year, so it's only half time. They've still got time to bounce back. And I mean, for me to be here, I've been a part of obviously Army and ADFA Footy. So for us at JY to be able to give back in that regard, this me personally just being selfish. It's just something I love coming back and being a part of.
I'm pretty keen to really get after some work in the Indigenous our Indigenous program a bit more. I think we've got a bit there that we could do to sort of lift our profile, and working with potentially 9 Brigade, Port Adelaide. I've done some work with the Swans and Maningrida.
Nice,
but I think things like getting back into Norforce. We've got a lot of Indigenous connections across defence. So
and look, ADFA have been leading the way in that Indigenous engagement part for a very long time. And just to build from that would be really
we can
great.
always do more,
You
right?
can always do more.
Okay, all right. Well, I think we're just about up with time. I can see the umpires are out there. The teams are huddling. They're getting ready to get back into it. Rhi, it's been great to talk to you. Thanks for coming on.
My pleasure.
And please, again, thank you for everything you've been doing for us, and hopefully we'll continue our association
Sounds great.
many years into the future.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Okay, have a great day.
All right.
G'day and welcome back to the Australian Defence Force AFL Carnival. We've just come back after the first half, Navy versus Army men's game. 2-3-15 to the Navy, 8-4-52 Army. Crowy's still joining me back up in the box. And how do you think the second half's going to shape out?
It'll be interesting if Navy can hold on to that momentum they had at the end of that second quarter and bring that into this quarter. They finished very strongly with the last 5 scores of the game, and let's see if they can bring that into here.
Yeah, so Navy, just with the late momentum change at the back end there of the second quarter, able to put 15 points on the board pretty much unanswered. So Army's early lead of 52, we'll see whether that'll be enough if Navy can keep this momentum going, or if the half-time is going to give the Army enough time to reset and bring themselves back on top in this game. So, you know, a lot to do from both teams here. Still plenty of footy left. And here we go, back into the third quarter. Tapped down by Army, looking for that dominant contest they usually do, but picked up by Jackson Shin as the captain. Snap forward to the boundary. Bucksy able to take the clean mark. Correction, hand pass. Gets it off to Riley. Puts it back in the centre. Indy Ryan wrapped up from behind, and umpire's going to call no prior. So number 5 there looked like Jack Sandry with the tackle. Ruckman go at it. Just off the back of Darrow's hands. Navy gets it away. Snap forward by Shinners. Dribbles forward. Clean pick up there by Sam Woods. Pushes it back into the forward 50, and a great take from Lockie Haynes with the indicates for the man on the mark, not square. He likes to play on. Huge kick down the boundary. Doesn't quite make it over, so great intercept from the Army. Brings it back inboard. Zach Fuller now with the footy. Looks long. Straight down the middle. Finds a great target at the top there. It's a great mark. Number 14, Adrian Rose, gets the hands. Runs into traffic. Adam Justice back on his right foot. Snaps it inbound. Navy boys under the footy. Didn't quite get in each other's way. Able to take the mark. Regather themselves. Look for the boundary. Brendan Rosario now with the footy. Looking for options. Goes long, even though he had a short one there in front of him. He kicks it straight to the ruckman there, looks like.
Easy mark there from the ruckman. Hands off inside 50. Quick ball. The hot footy numbers all around. Navy take possession. Taken high.
He's only a small fellow, Brendan, so using that to his advantage. Look for the boundary now. Lockie Haynes able to keep it inside.
Great kick inboard. Oh, fumbled the mark. Managed to get out of the tackle. Couldn't get out of the second. Holding the ball.
It's a couple of times Riley Walker's taken the game on and been wrapped up there, so Army pressure just getting to him. Garnier now with the free kick. Playing by the umpire. Snapped inboard. Absolutely no one there in the way. Takes the mark. Army going in for a tackle. Could have been off the fingertips here. And instead they're going to award, they're going to pay the mark. Army indicating they possibly heard a play on call. Jamison Lynn here. Only just got off the ship 3 days ago that pulled into Melbourne and managed to make it to the carnival.
A good time. Big kick out the wing. Off hands. Army recover. Out of bounds for a boundary throw in. Be good to see how Army respond with only the 2 days break compared to the fresh Navy team, how the second half plays out.
Yeah, still about an hour of footy left here we got going.
Big throw in. The front of the stoppage off hands. Army recover, bring it out wide. Just gets a hand on it to avoid the lasso. Another boundary throw in.
So balls move both ways up and down the ground so far, so neither team giving it an inch and able to repel those points on the board.
Straight down the throat of Navy. Quick hack kick out. Spoiled by Army, bringing out the back of the stoppage. We'll get another ball up on the near side wing. Both teams not giving an inch at the moment. Very contested. Navy able to get out of the stoppage, bring it forward to another contest. And recovers Navy. Hack kicking forward. Army to recover, bring it out wide. Quick hands out board. See something he likes inside. Oh, fumbled the mark. Navy recovered, flying through forward. Trying to bring it to the far side. Straight to an Army player. Just misread the kick there.
Oh, they've actually given it away back to the Army. Correction, Navy now. Riley Walker looking inside. Low kick forward. Great lead. Great mark there by Edward Chang.
Quick transition, able to find a free target. Army didn't have time to set up and man up.
Yeah, I thought Navy had really given the chance away with that intercept, but Army with the mistake now. Important kick here for Navy. First points after the half, always critical for either side.
They call it the Premiership quarter for a reason.
All right, looks about 40 out, on about 30 degrees off. Kick looks high, has the distance, but just not quite the angle, so goes through for behind.
Let's see how Navy have set up now. They've had time to organise themselves. Let's see how Army can break through. Kick to the outer side, 50.
Yeah, just the big hands there from number 28, Matt Story. So 6'5", 6'6", maybe frame coming
Yeah.
into play there.
The big boy. Boundary throwing on the far wing. Numbers evenly spread around the contest.
All right, Tiny and Story going up against each other.
Straight down the throat of Navy. Tackled immediately. Spills out. Army have recovered. Kicks inside 50. Long kick. Over the back of the contest. And Hoodie, captain, able to kick the goal.
Yeah, huge kick from the Army ruckman there. Just absolutely belted that down into the forward line. Just tips over the back of the fullback there, and Army with the runaway goal from on the boundary. So right on the line, gets their foot to it, and good job to the captain there, Matthew Hood, to make that happen. So well, we call them ugly goals, but a goal's still 6 points, isn't it, Crowie?
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how you get them as long as you get them. Can
Right.
Navy respond?
All right, 7-goal lead to Army now. The biggest scorelines were overcome over the weekend. We saw, was it the Geelong Cats game, was it? Or one of those AFL games had something like a 70-point deficit. So Army able to push the ball down to the forward 50 again. Not quite taken there by Linney. Dancer room Adam Justice finds the option with Garnier and finds the open target in the middle. Number 14, Adrian Rose. So 3 of the veterans there, I believe, linking up with each other. So nice football and an easy target in the middle. Rosie running in. And he kicks it straight. Another goal, Army. Looks like Navy gave it a good crack in the first few minutes there, but just dropped off. Maybe dropped their heads for 2 minutes, and Army able to respond with 2 quick goals.
Had some early shots and weren't able to capitalise, and let's see what they can do now. Players are all set. Ruckman go off the contest. Good tap forward from Navy. Good hands and able to kick forward inside 50. Read well by Army defenders. Looking out to the far side. Seeing something he likes. Able to recover Army, bring it more forward. Bit of scrappy footy. Getting that momentum. Quick kick inboard. He's playing on. Hands inside 50. Long looping handball. Oh, misses the defenders. Picked up by the big fella and straight through the big sticks.
And the snap goal by Army there from 30 out. So huge hand pass here.
The resting ruckman able to get on the end of it.
Yeah, and look, Navy just not able to quite read that footy off the ground. It looks like it was an awful bounce for Lockie Haynes there in the fullback position, and Army just right in the right spot at the right time. Kicks another goal.
Bit of forward luck, that one. Bounced straight in his lap.
Yeah, sometimes the footy gods just need to be on your side to make it work.
3 in a row for Army now. Let's see how Navy respond. They fought it out well in the end of that second quarter.
Yeah, critically, Navy seem to be winning these centre contests now, but just getting turned over in that half back line by the Army. So See if they can turn these into better opportunities.
Breaks through again. Big tackle in the middle, and we'll ball it up again. Tap down it. Navy able to recover. Instantly taken without the footy. Free kick.
All right, Jack White now with the football. Not going to slow down his options. Take his time. Finds a short kick. Dreadful kick along the ground. Army gets the first regather. Hand pass goes wide. Great smother there by Jack White to back up after his kick. Picked up by Navy, trying to surge forward. And umpire's going to have it, no prior. So good physicality there by, looks like Luke Valance in the contest.
Quick tap
Tap.
down.
Tap forward by Tiny. Goes to get the ball and gets taken high. So rewarded for his efforts. Army not giving the footy back. That could have been a 50 there. Very lucky there from Army. You got to give that football back straight away in this game.
It's very delayed. Hands off. Big kick inside 50. Oh, straight through the hands.
Finds Malucci,
Army
great target,
recovered.
but not quite a great the hands on it.
They got numbers everywhere now, streaming through. Kick out wide. Oh, another ugly bounce for Navy. Over the top. Oh, he's recovered. Quick hands out. Army able to take it to the boundary side. Looking inboard, looking outboard. Going up the line. Long kick to a contest. Well read for other defender. Didn't quite grab it. Able to recover. Kicking on the ground. Pushed. And Navy able to clear to the forward half.
An important mark taken there by Lukey Val, who looks forward. Low kick and unfortunately finds the Army defender. So Malucci indicating he wanted it there, but Army just in the way again. So
That's the kick Army been able to repel consistently all day.
yeah, that half forward line really just dominating across that the Navy's forward line there. So ball moves out wide, bouncing a little towards the boundary. Picked up by Daniel Morgan, who likes to kick backwards. Finds his man.
Army back to that chipping game again.
Yeah, looking low.
They
Comes
got
all the way across the ground.
They got numbers out on the near side.
Taken by Scanlon Bergman, the vice captain. Chipping back inboard. Goes for wide. Changes his mind. Drops the ball. Plays on. Gets a bounce. Hands away. Looks for the 1-2. Chips forward instead. Into the open space. Clean up by Lockie Haynes. Chips wide. Finds Jack White again. Whitey looks inboard. Finds the 45. Picks up Robbie Tomlin, who likes to go across the switch to the ground. Left foot forward there on top of the Army player. Darren made a great option to force it to ground.
They got numbers at ground level, Navy. Oh, we might have dragged this in. Yep, holding the ball.
Yeah, correction, that was Ethan Reese there who brought that ball to ground, and unfortunately Tyner's been dragged the footy in, so it's going to be a free kick Army.
I think umpire was pointing the wrong way there. Quick kick out. Another chip inside 50. Open player on the far side. Easy mark. Still looking in. Another kick and marked by the resting ruckman again.
Matt Story coming streaming out of that full forward position just to take one over the top of Jack White there, who tried to get up for it. He's looked it for the handball. Quick kick. Goes just to the right and tapped through. So,
Might be a letter for Army, that one.
yeah, so Jemison Lynn tapping it through there. Look, it is a golden rule. Don't let your ruckman kick the ball. So, good option there to go for the hands instead. But Navy got to be ready for that and put pressure on.
Happy to take it out wide or just over the fingertips of the Navy player. Tapping it forward. Good Shepherd. And out for a boundary throw in.
Yeah, Odin Brown just trying to pick the ball up there and dribbling along, and Jackson Shinners, his skipper, came in for a good shepherd, but Army's pressure too good and forced over the boundary.
Tap down, straight to Navy. Able to clear it out from behind the stoppage. Going forward. Recover from the contest. Or good tackle for Army. Taken advantage of. And it's just rolled out probably a
Oh,
lasso
and that'll
here.
be a lasso for the Navy. So ugly kick and after an important transition. All right, Navy really need to lock this one down and move it forward.
Brings it inboard. Ball hits the deck. Army able to recover. Quick hands out.
Yeah, clean off the
Streaming
ground there by
forward.
Daniel Morgan. Well done.
50 out. Tries to hit up a target. Oh, at the back and just fumbled. Recovered by Navy and out for a boundary throw in.
Gosh, he got close hands to that football, didn't he? Big one-handed
Mm.
grab over the top.
Yeah, a couple little taps there. Didn't quite clunk it.
There is a best mark competition in this carnival, so that could have been one up on the nominated ones, but
Oh,
goes for the snap kick and slips over during it, but he's kicked it through anyway, so
managed to work his way through that stoppage very nicely.
yeah, quick tap down to Adam Justice, who spins out of a tackle, slips and kicks and goes through, and doesn't matter how ugly it is, it's still 6 points on the board.
Fantastic finish under pressure. Army's starting to really kick away now. Up by 10 goals.
Yeah, that more dominant Navy 10 minutes we saw at the end of the last quarter hasn't really shown itself here. Army really locking down that half-back line, turning the ball over and just keeping it forward until some Navy mistakes seem to push that ball back into the deep forward line.
Similar transition game they've been playing from the first half. Big tap from the ruckman down to Navy. Able to bring it out. Nice chip kick. Hits the deck. Defender's able to recover for Army. Hands out the back. Kick smothered. Recovered by Navy.
Oh, and just off the post there for young Buxy, so held our breath there, hoping that would go in. So great smother there from the Navy offensive player to get the regather, but just not enough to get through the stick. So
Let's see, Navy can hold the ball up in their forward half. Quick get from Army. Easy chip. He's looking out wide, looking long. Goes for the quicker, smaller kick. Finds another target. Happy to take it out wide. Army happy to really steady it up. Every Navy player forward of this contest. Great mark.
yeah, great intercept mark there by, looks like Edwin Cheng, the full forward. He's come down to help out his teammates in the back line. Pumps it forward. Big contest there from Army. Clean up by Shinners. Doesn't quite get the hands to it. Scooped up by Lockie Harris. Pushes out to the middle. Jack Eastwood with the intercept, but
Oh,
and he's taking the game on. Looks like he tried to shrug the tackle, and the umpire's called it a free kick. So Jack trying to give the ball back, and Army with a quick play of the hands. Gets the ball moving forward down the line. Kicked in by Joel Sales down to the deep pocket. Doesn't quite make the distance. Picked up off the ground by Matt Story. Brings it back in. Little grubber kick on the ground. Rob Tomlin able to clean it up there, and good hand pass over the top to Ethan Reese, who's looking back down the line. Looks long to Ty Alcock. Army out intercept. Gets away with it. Little small chip inside 50. Numbers at the footy and great hands there. Looks like Robbie Tomlin, the defenders, try to go up for that, and it's just a bit of a height mismatch for number 3, Adam Justice, getting the height and hands above the Navy defender there. So once again, those quick transitions by Army able to take control of the footy and chip to an open player in the forward 50, just cutting apart the Navy defense.
they seem to have numbers out everywhere, don't they?
Yeah. All right, Justice walking. No, he's not. He's called the 50, so not sure if that was the on the mark or just the push on the player there for the mark. It's going to be a critical 50 for them. So moving the ball from their back half to their forward half always hurts. You're trying to move that ball forward and keeps it low for an option. Cleaned up there by Ethan Reese. Socket forward by Navy. Looks for boundary, and it's going to be Lasso Army. So brought in by Jack Sandry now.
Loving that no one was allowed.
Close the eyes, looks forward. And gets long instead. High ball. Big contest underneath. Lockie Haynes scoops it up. Goes for a bounce. It's probably the first time he's ever taken a bounce, I think. Finds a great option on the boundary. Indy Ryan. Chipping out to the wing for Braden Barks. Doesn't get a good bounce. Able to control the footy. Takes the game on. Gets the hand pass for Riley Walker. Intercepted instead by Daniel Morgan, who pumps it back into the forward line. Oh, and a great up by Jack White. Doesn't quite make the mark. Scooped up by Matt Story. He's going to chip it forward. Runs it through, and Army's going to take a snap from the right on the line for their next goal. So scooped up there by the ruckman. Chips it forward, and looks like it was number 6, was it? Lockie Harris. He's able to put some speed on and just scoop it through for another goal. So you can see he's excited by that one. Navy almost had a great passage of play down the boundary there, but again with the fumble.
They had numbers out, just couldn't quite connect. Army's transition game has been a lead all day, and they've proven that again. Very quick transition, straight through the goal line.
Yeah, how many kicks have we seen? 20-metre kicks just go a little wayward for the Navy players. So those costly mistakes seem to be turning into points for Army every single time. All right, ball up in the centre of the ground. Tiny taps it forward from Navy. Flicked out by Buxy. Able to get out the back to... oh, no, unfortunately, the old-timer Rishi there. He's kicked in danger and given away the free kick, so...
Bring it out to the near side.
Great
Good intercept, Mark.
Great intercept, Riley Walker. Well done.
Looking out wide, looking long. Plays off of Mark. Comes to a contest. Great mark by the Navy player number 4.
Jackson Sinners, the skipper, stepping up.
Looking long again. Happy to take territory. Long kick down to the contest. Brought down well by Navy. Hands out the back from Army. They got loose numbers. Navy able to gather. Handball forward.
That's a big tackle there by Seb Fish, the rookie, so keeps the Navy, Army defense on their toes. They bring it back out to the same boundary. Find the open ground now, so fortunately Navy not quite to regather themselves in time. Deep, dangerous kick inside, but finds his man. Looks for the short option this time. Oh, and the umpire's paid a high. And they've gone for the play on as well. Oh, that's disappointing for Navy. Thought it was a great... Oh, and the huge tackle. Jackie White with the full charge down from behind. Well done.
Plays on immediately. Quick kicking board.
Yeah,
Navy's got the numbers here.
Lockie Haynes on the boundary. Oh, correction, that's Malucci. The forward, he's come down to help out as well. Finds the inside option. Doesn't quite make it. Picked up by Rosario. Smash forward into the forward 50. Who's under it? Seb Fish unable to get there in time.
We scored a free kick.
But he's been given the free. There we go. So Aaron Reach had that all day, but the other Army defender there just wasn't too sure of it. Must have held on to Fish. And so Fish with his first look at goals ever as a Renafa player.
See if we can finish off the quarter well for Navy.
45 out. Kick is high. And looks like it's just been short. So it's going to go through for a behind. And good effort there from the Navy boys. Get some points on the board finally. Umpire's going to be not happy with something. $15 seconds left in the quarter. Bit of a, he's might have awarded. Do you think he's awarded the downfield? Oh no, looks like sorry. We got a man down the middle of the ground, so just going to let the quarter play out there. Yeah, just always good to stop the clock when someone's down the field and just take care of the player first and make sure everyone's okay. And Looks like the Ruckman Tynador is back on his feet and walking off, so
Play well first always.
hopefully he'll be all right for the fourth quarter. So Navy now 2-6-18 to Army's 14-5-89. Been pretty dominant by the Army this quarter, and Navy was looking for their response after a good second quarter, but you know, it might be a bit too little too late coming this fourth quarter.
It's going to be hard to chase that down.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, we're here to see a good game of footy, and I'm sure the Navy can bring something they're reckoning back on top of the Army. So we'll meet you after the break again. G'day and welcome back to the Australian Defence Force AFL Carnival men's match, Navy versus Army. We're into the fourth quarter now, 25 minutes of play left. 2-6-18 to Navy, 14-5-89 Army. Dominantly with 12 goals up going into this final quarter. Navy not quite having responded in that third and have only kicked 2 goals in the second quarter, I believe, Crowe.
Besides that 5-10 minute patch at Navy had ascendancy, it's all been Army so far, so let's see what Navy can do in this last quarter. Even up the ledger a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like they've changed a few positions around just to match up against those Army members a bit better, and you know, both sides defending really well. Just Army getting away with a couple of quick transitions that turn into points on the scoreboard. All right, Tyne Doyle, the man who was down at the end of the third quarter there, looks to be back up on his feet and jumping around, back in the ruck, so good on him.
Players look set. Umpire looks ready. Let's crack in for one good last quarter of footy.
Yep, Tiny versus Story. Hammer away. Tiny taps it forward, picked up by Shinners. Able to get the hand pass away. Darrow looks for another hands, back to the ruckman, kicked forward. A little off the side of the boot there, but Malucci comes over the top, taps it down to Buxy, right foot snaps, look for the bounce. Gets it back on the inside, scooped up by Jamo Lynn. Gets around to Eastie, back to Jamo, and he's going to be dragged out over the sideline, or just put down the ground. So I think umpire's going to call no prior ball up, so good job by Navy to get this ball back into the forward 50 and keep it in there this time.
Good clearance. Let's see if they can hold it in there. They've got plenty of numbers around the ball.
All right, young Linny up in the ruck now. Gets a good tap down to Eastie. Eastie looking for it, but scooped up by the Army instead. Doesn't quite get the hands away. Ball's on the ground. Brandon Bucks diving on it there. Jackson Shinners, left foot snap. And unable to find the sticks and goes out over the side.
So we'll get a ball in. Just touched off the boot or on the line.
Yeah, probably could have left that one by the Army player. Might have got a free kick there, but instead he's tried to mark it and it's gone out over the boundary. So ball's in. Another chance for Navy.
Runners are coming through for Navy. Big tap down. Army recovers.
Brandon Bucks looks to
get
runs
away.
into traffic and
So
he's
got
going to
a
get
hard
water
kick.
the head eye, water for it. He's only a small fella, probably one of the smallest on the field, and uses that to his advantage. He's always great around the ground and such a good forward pocket, always there at the contest and physical too. So lining himself up now.
Great first 90 seconds from Navy.
This is
finished off the hard work.
This is the sort of response you want to see. All right, 20 metres out on the 50-degree line. Walks his kick in. Right foot for the middle of sticks. And he's put it straight through. Great goal, Navy, opening up this fourth quarter with a goal. So,
Started with a lot of energy this quarter.
yeah, been dominant around that contest. Boys getting hands to the footy, and each time Army's gotten someone's been wrapped up and managed to get those turnovers back in their favour. And that's the critical thing. Got to turn those turnovers into critical possessions and points on the scoreboard.
That's what Army have been doing so well so far. Navy taking a good opportunity there. Ruckman go up for the contest. Good tap from Army. Hands straight out, streaming through. Down in the forward 50. Good mark by the Army player. Plays on immediately. Down in the pocket. And good spoil by Navy. They got numbers everywhere. Can't quite pick it up. Handball into the traffic. We get a ball up. Deep in Army's forward line.
Yeah, good move by the Army players there to push that ball right into the pocket, but I think it was Odin Brown coming across with the Go-Go Gadget arms just to force the ball up and away.
The ball's trapped underneath. We'll get another ball up.
Yeah, good physicality around the contest. Navy know it's critical now to make sure the momentum keeps in their favour.
Tap in board. Oh, tackled immediately. Navy able to get it forward a bit. Army recover. Quick to a contest 2-on-1, and Navy able to take the mark.
Yeah, Riley Walker with the intercept there. 2-on-1 situation with Lockie Haynes, so good job from Navy.
Bring it to the near side. Army able to bring it to the back of the contest. A lot of pressure from Navy. Hands out the back. Looking inboard. Gets tackled. A lot of handballs. Pressure's hot. Footy from Army. Cause another stoppage and a throw in.
Yeah, even though Jack White got the hands away and then a great big shepherd with those long arms to try and block two players, it's just still too much for Shinners to get away, and they've forced it over the sideline. Good pressure there from Cameron Leott.
A lot of direct pressure from Army. Ball in. I can go at it straight down. Players everywhere. Navy bringing it forward, but Army are there to respond. Handball out the back, looking forward. Little chip kick out wide. Mark from Cooper. Handball out wide. Brings it inside 50. Just over his head. And we'll get another ball in.
Yeah, good playing option there. Adam Justice looking down the boundary again for his tall forward and just over the top of the side. Ball up now. Inbound for Navy. Correction, inbound for the Ruckman. Tap down by Navy. Gets the right foot snap for Army. Goes quite high, still in play. Lockie Haynes smashing forward for a great mark there.
Looking around, inboard, outboard.
Yeah, he knows he's got to take his time and give the players a time to reset and go on the offense now. Finds the target out wide. Looks for Ethan Reich. Ethan Reich down the line. Great mark, contested mark there by Malucci, the forward, helping out in the midfield. Looks for his options. He's looking down the line. Play on call by umpire. Looks inboard. Finds a great target there with Navy player. He's going to force into the forward line. And it's a great mark there. Jemison Lynn taking a huge one over the head.
Great transition there.
Yeah, Declan Krockenberg taking that inside mark and then turning and just looking down and finding Jemo Lynn, who's, like I said, fresh off the ship and he's got those long arms for those big grabs overhead.
Maybe you're very patient, able to move the ball by foot very accurately.
All right, Jemo walks it in, 35 out. Big kick in. He's put it straight through the sticks. Great response there by Navy. Moved the ball from end to end, coast to coast. Putting it through for their 4th goal now. Yeah, promising passage of play there by Navy. What do you think?
End to end too. We couldn't get a finger on them. Good chip kicks. They waited for the right option and hit it when it was there. Razor's ready to go. Ball goes up. Ruckman contest. Good tap by Navy out forward. Very contested footy at the moment. A few numbers on top of it and we'll get another ball up. Up we go again. Ruckman, good tap forward by Army. Straight to the Navy player though. Kicks it inside 50. Navy able to crumb it. Bring it back into the square. Hot footy now. Handball over the top. Knocked onwards. Going out the far side, Navy. Looking inboard.
Yeah, great vision there by Rosario, just to knock it with his hands forward, back out to the back of the pack to Darrows, giving out to Riley Walker. Walker, known for his long kick, sends it deep into the forward line. Unders it is Linney, gets it tapped down in front. Army ever trying to regather and just can't get there, so out over the boundary.
Another stoppage inside forward 50 for Navy. We'll see if they can capitalise like last time.
Yeah, so Jemison Lynn started this game as a backman. He's been slotted into the forward line and having an excellent game so far up there, so maybe that was the change they needed. Underneath the contest now. Tapped around. Picked up by Lenny the Ruckman and he's brought down.
Strong tackle.
Yeah, heavily by Sam Woods. Big tackle by Army.
Navy happy to run through. Numbers are moving. Tap out boundary side. Bit too hard for the player.
Yeah, Matt Story with his big frame just hit it a bit hard there, and possibly they'll bring it back in a bit further inbound so the boys have some space to use. All right, looks like they brought Seb Fish forward from the Navy for against Story now.
Tap straight down. Army recover, but tackled immediately.
Yeah, well hold on there by Tyson Alcock, and
Couple of repeat stoppages here for Navy. Able to hold it in, not let Army fly out the other side. Trying to clear the stoppage, Army.
they're slowly forcing it down the boundary.
Yeah.
5 metres at a time, they'll get that. All right, Fish and Story once again. Ball's thrown in. Punch forward by Story. Scooped up well. Intercepted by Navy. Back on the ground. Army finds a kick to it now. Pushes it forward. Nearly intercepted there by Tiny. Gets the hand still. Out the back and straight back forward. Bounced off Eastie, unfortunately. Sam Woods able to push it down the boundary, but kicks it straight into Tyson Alcock, who was slightly held there. That could have been a 50 almost.
Looking around, waiting for the right option to present.
Yeah. Ty, a recent young fella who's playing his second carnival this year.
Kick inside 50, a big contest. 3 Army boys go up, none of them clunk it. Handball forward, big boy tackled.
Yeah, wrapped up there by Malucci, who's, despite the mismatch in height there, was still able to hold on to what looked like Cluster, I believe. The Rooster, as they call him. All right, ball's up again. Almost taken by Braden Bucks from the Navy. Army trying to get some hands to it.
Very hot footy at the moment.
And yeah, what are we up to? Maybe our 7th, 8th contest in a row, so both sides not giving an inch.
Army tried to bring it out, but Navy brought it straight back in.
Yeah, lined up defensively, both teams.
Good tap out boundary side. Navy first to the footy. Clean pick up, handball back. And again, fumble. Handballs forward. Army recover. A bit high there. Get the free kick for his troubles. See how Navy is set up now. They're going to slow it down. Quick kick at boundary side again. Easy kick.
Yeah, the veteran Kevin Lett taking his time there, finding the easy option.
Brings it back across. Looking for the switch now. They got numbers on the near side. Bring it right across the back 50. Quite misses. Or just keeps it in. Quick chip kick to the middle. Another fumble.
And the smother, great smother, Lenny. Lucci straight onto it, Navy trying to regather the footy. Gets the hand pass away, picked up by Seb Fish. Not quite able to get it away clean, but he wraps up the tackle and it's going to be a ball up there. So Army almost giving away a gifted goal there for the Navy.
Navy were good, held him up, didn't let him get across too easily. Made him look back inboard. Quick hat kick forward to another contest. Great mark by the Army player.
Yeah, Adam Justice
He's
taking that one clean.
Numbers on the far side now. Quick kick across. He can go if he wants. Being held up. Told to play on. Handball inboard. And they're going to go even wider to the far side now. Got 2 players on. Easy mark. Chip kick over the top. And steady it up again. He got numbered again if he wants to go. Yeah, chip kick over the top. Slow and steady for Army down the far side. Looking back inboard now. Taking a bit of time off the clock. Looking to bring it right across. Trying to draw his players over. Didn't quite hit the kick on the near side wing. Rolls out, should be a lasso. Navy's ball.
He's got options in the middle if he wants them, and instead of looking down the line, probably conscious of the time. Just over the top.
Got a free player outside.
Yeah, unable to regather, but looks like he got pushed in the back, and the umpire's going to award that free kick. So Rosario's got his free kick.
Having a good look inside.
Plays around the
Little
mark.
chip kick.
Little chip to Gamucci and takes a handy mark in the pocket there. Still a long way out, but
Has he got it in him?
he's been all right at practice this last carnival. So see how he goes.
Looks like he's going to back himself in.
Yeah.
Trying to take a few metres.
Yeah, Giacomo Malucci, also known as the Gooch. Gonna try for a snap kick from the boundary, pretty much. Gotta be careful the mark doesn't quick step over and give him away a free 50. And he looks like he's absolutely punted that. Oh, straight through the sticks,
Great
50
goal.
out. Take a bow, Malucci. Great goal there. Little stutter step, comes around and bang.
Able to milk a few metres inside there.
Yeah.
Worked out well for him.
There was a little push in the middle of the sticks there, but it didn't matter in the end. Went straight through the middle, and Lucci's been caught off for arrest after that great kick there. Well done. 5-6 Navy, 36, 14-5, 89 Army.
It's been good 5-10 minutes for Navy. They've held it in their forward line, repeat stoppages, and get rewarded with the score then.
Yeah,
hate to think perhaps that, with that extra game practice Army's had, that they've managed just to, walk over the top of Navy, who's come in, a little colder and less practiced, possibly, even though they've got the fresher legs, but just having that discipline and that experience to come into a game like this and just be able to settle.
It looks like we've had a 666 infringement.
Ruckman's been warned.
Ball goes up. Navy able to steal it, brings it forward. Straight inside 50, there's a contest on the far side. Two players going at it. All went defend then.
So you take the
Good
game
ball
on.
up.
Oh, lucky you almost didn't get away with it. So, rule now, if you get tackled and you try to take the game on and shrug the tackle, it does count as prior opportunity. So, Army getting away with that one there.
Yeah, good numbers at the back of stoppage for Navy. Able to hold it up. And we'll get another ball in.
All right, looks like we've got Fish and number 14, Adrian Rose, in the ruck this time.
Big high throw. Comes inboard. Immediate pressure on the footy. Hack kick forward by Navy. All hand over the shoulder there.
It's going to be a free kick to Riley, who's definitely got the distance from here if he lines up square, but he's going to look for the quick option instead. Finds it. Oh, it's a shocker off the toe. Scooped up by number 6, Lockie Harris. He's going to punch it out to the boundary now. Intercepted again by Riley, so he's managed to regather his ball. See if he can make a clean contact this time. Looking long. Over the top of the contest. Army had to regather, gets the foot to it. Push forward by Declan Krockenberg, who's got some absolute pace about him. Left foot snap into the centre and just gone wide. So Declan, a soccer player transfer, has come across with a bit of speed into his first carnival. So doing well so far.
Quick kick in by Army. Out of the fast pocket. Looking straight back across the other side. Yeah, they might transition all the way.
Yeah, a bit of chip mark footy, trying to wind that clock down with a 9-goal lead. 8 minutes to run in the quarter.
Numbers all down this pocket here. See how hard Navy can hold him up now. He's looking inboard, looking long. Goes for the long option. Centre wing, big contest. All spilled out in the tackle. Great tackle by Navy there. Get another ball up, near side wing. Oh, paid off the ball, free kick high. With the hands in. Titsy brings it inside 50. Big contest coming up. Oh, and just clunked it.
Yeah, absolutely sat in the hands there of Adam Justice. So Navy not quite able to get to the contest, possibly forced out of the way by number 28 there, Matt Story, able to provide that protection for his forward player to take the uncontested mark and comes in with the goods underneath. So lining up here. .40 out on the angle. Still no wind or rain here this whole game, so unexpected. Was expecting a little bit of drizzle coming in, but boys have been blessed by the footy gods. Justice, kick straight. 15th goal, Army. Strong transition, back down the line, paid a free kick, and then able to punch it down in the forward 50 and turn that into points. Just over 6 minutes remaining of the quarter. 10-goal lead, Army. Would be nice to see Navy get a few more points on the board.
Looking better than that score so far. Score might flatter Army a little bit. They've been playing well in this last quarter especially. Players are all set. Ball goes up. Ruckman contest. Good tap by Navy. Straight down the Army though. Gets a clearance. Very high ball. Players under it. Nearly clunked it. Navy. Recovers. And a quick chip kick inboard. Straight to Army though. And then Navy at the back of the contest. Big kick forward. Couple of Army boys under it. Oh, he spilt the mark though. Recovers well. Handball inboard. And
Able to,
bring it
able to dance through the middle and tries to take the game on. Doesn't quite work. Navy now coming up with the goods. Big hit in the tackle there, and now he's going to get the free kick for the high. So Seb Fisher looking down into the forward line. Looks deeper down the right-hand side. Goes over the top of the contest. Malucci running onto it. See if he can get there and regather in time, and unfortunately cannot, and goes through for the behind. So Navy with these long kicks, not quite working in their favour normally, and unable to find those short ones. Army's defence just all over it. Looks for the easy chip outs down the corner.
It's been a trademark of Army all day. These little chip kicks out of the back line.
Yeah, Navy setting themselves up now.
Looking
Play on
across.
call by the umpire.
Bit of a contest here. Army recover, bring it out forward.
Running in numbers here. Get the kick down the sideline. Push into an open forward 50. And it's a foot race now between Hainsey and Story.
Couple big
Still competing with it.
oh,
And
off the deck.
the deck and
Oh,
off the point post. So be a ball up now. Probably best outcome for, or one of the better outcomes for Army here. Getting that free ball up down in the forward line instead of Navy getting the turnover. I'll tell you what, Story and Hainsey, that's a running race I didn't want to be a part of. Two big bodies.
moving well, the big fellas. I won't be sitting in front of it.
No, absolutely not. Declan Crockenberg trying to tap it out now, and Army takes it. Great look inside by Chris Tidsell, and
Good spoil.
doesn't quite find the mark. Great spoil there by Navy. Hands off to the back. Odin Brown looking down the line. Finds the open Army player, unfortunately. Big take there by Simon Mackey. Short chip. Finds Joel Sales. He finds another short one. Kicks it just over the top. Navy going to get this one. Off Ty's hands. Looks for Seb
Oh, he's got
Fisher.
pressure on.
Yeah, he's looking for that inside ball, and he's chipped it just too high, and dangerous kick that's gone to Roger Morris, who's pumped it back into the forward line. Great spoil there by the defender, Jack White. Army able to scoop it up now. Tackled, great. Might have been tackled out the footy, but umpire saw him drop it in the tackle, so good tackle there to Darrow, who's chipped it forward, looking to be a PTI later this year. Jack Eastwood. Currently works at DFR Melbourne. Looks for the sideline. Doesn't quite find Declan. Good contest there. Able to walk away with it. Has the options with him. Lowers the eyes. Kicks forward and finds a great lead from Indy Ryan there. Indy turns, pivots, and puts it on the right foot. Deep in the forward line. Doesn't quite find Malucci. Tapped off by Army.
Just sat on his head.
Yeah.
Army able to recover. Flick back inboard. They got hands out the back. Looks across the field. They got a few numbers out.
He's got the open space there now, so
Waiting for the response from his teammates.
yeah, he's going to take his full 8.
Nice little chip kick right in the middle of the defensive 50 for Army. He's looking around. He's got numbers out either side. Goes along. And short chip kick up the line. Gives a bit of hang time. Easy mark.
Dan Morgan now kicking inside on the 45. Finds another free man who's going to switch it long over this backside.
He found him well.
Yeah, great left foot there.
Looking across again. Taking a lot of time off the clock here.
Yeah, just 90 seconds left in this game.
Both teams look pretty tired now. Army happy to kick it long down the line. Contest.
Off
Navy's
the-
recovered.
Off the Falcon there, actually. Great Tynan Doyle's cooked it up. Finds Indy Ryan in the middle.
Oh, it's called
Umpire's
play
called
on.
play on. He's come around his mark, so Indy gets the hands away. Finds Robbie Tomlin. Chip kick to the sideline to his skipper. Shinners punts it back into the forward line. Braden Buck's underneath it.
Outside's a bit there, but I'm able to recover. Little chip kick forwards. Looks like straight to Navy.
Seb Fish looking with it now. Looks inside those 50s. First forward line options. Kicks to the hot spot.
Big fly.
And a
Ooh.
huge grab there. Simon Mackey.
Big dukes from the big fella.
Yeah, taking the game into his own hands in his last 30 seconds. Says no more goals, thank you. Matthew Hood chips to the sideline, finds the open man. Looks back inboard. Play on now. Sends it back down the middle.
Oh, from
trying to do it
behind.
by himself, and he takes the knee in the back, and that's got to hurt. Army smacking it forward into the forward 50 now. Got an open man underneath, but
Oh, he's
and he
had a
takes the
great
mark on top of him as well. So Brendan Rosario, the winger, coming round to try and stop that. And
His final shot after the siren.
yeah, we'll just take a second to see who it was and from the Army, but brave contest there to run backwards with the fly of the ball. And number 10, Zach Fuller. Seen many a broken jaw from one of those, Crowie, before.
Absolutely. Just carnage, those ones.
Yeah, brave way to finish the game when you're up 10 goals, but takes his step, left foot, and
Straight
he
across the
shanks it
face.
wide, so he only gets the behind, but at least he didn't break his jaw at the same time. So, and that's it, and that's our game. So, end of game, 5-7, 3-7 for Navy, 15-6, 96 for Army. Dominant 99-point victory there. You know, I think frustrating for the Navy players, and they showed some definitely some promise out there and passages of play that were rolling over the Army, but Army just too good around the ground.
So that run a few days ago helped him out well. Able to work out a few things and able to use that to their advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. So, well, thank you for all for tuning in from wherever you are in Australia or around the world, and appreciate you getting around good Australian ADF football. And I've been Max in the commentary box, and Crowie's been joining me. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for having us, guys.
All right.